Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another edition of EMS ISAMs Top Tips. This time, we'll be looking at how to perform at a positive or a negative, but mainly this episode will be looking at positives, a positive ISAM. So, ISAM screen, we're at the home screen at the moment, and we are going to come over to the blue quick links over here, and I'm going to scroll down to the section that allows me to add our rewards and content. So here we go. The first thing to notice about this is I've structured it slightly different. Primary level 1, 2, 3, and 4 used to be at the top, and what was happening was people were confusing primary as in instead of primary school, it was a primary level 1. What these means are that these are the current setup, these level 1 to 4 for our primary colleagues, and that's what they are currently using. What I've rearranged is the ESLers for us, our house rewards, sports rewards, and then our sanctions. So our 3 rewards come first, and then we have our secondary pastoral and our academic. We don't need to worry about primary 1 to 4, and I'll touch on the admin a little later on in the presentation. Is it a presentation? I don't think it's a presentation. It's a top tip. So I'll touch on this a little bit later in the top tip guide. So to start off with, ESLers and teacher rewards. We combined our ESLers, because I'm sure some of you remember they used to be separate. We put them together with our teacher rewards to try and make it quicker and faster for you to add and recognize positive ISAM. So to start off, into our ESLers, and this is our window that pops up. I'm sure we're all familiar with it. Pops up with our rewards. Now at this point I can still go in and change from whichever one I want to go into, but we're using the rewards. I can add one record or I can add multiple records in one go. What was happening with this one last year, this created a lot of problems last year because some of the teachers were adding an ISAM for a whole class, and they were adding multiple points towards that. And what happened was that ended up skewing the information that we would use in the assembly to award the positive ISAM. So I would refrain from using add multiple records in one go and just keep it on the singles. So I'm going to rewards, add one record, and next step. The next window loads up. Obviously, it's got my details on there. I'm going to find an unassuming student. I'm going to pick on Mr. Greg's son. There's JD, so we're going to add a positive ISAM for him. Date's fine. Department, it's worth popping in the department here, especially for the positives, so that the staff, when we are going through these not positives, we can see exactly what subject the kid got the reward in. So it is science department, and then into here. Now you'll notice that these are the old ESLers, but we've also put in a few other titles in there that will allow us to an academic excellence reward. So there's 2 in there, and we've also reassigned the points. You'll notice that each of these have got a 2 after them, because this is also feeding into our house program. So each time you add a reward, let's take academic excellence, I want to pop a note in there to say Julie produced some excellent work in science today. It'll then count, I suppose I'll change my spelling was there, excuse me. So Julie produced some excellent work today in science. Next step, and there we go, okay, and finish. So that's taken me, if I was in class, I'd hope that would take me no more than 30 seconds to fly through. And that is under ESLer and teacher rewards. Okay, so that's where we find that one. The next one down is our house rewards. House rewards is, again, we've restructured this to make it quick and easy to bring our house reward into the classroom. So, yes, we have the big events that, our whole school events, but a house reward could be something that you've ran. It could be a competition or a presentation, and you've awarded the winner, and then the runners-up, and then the participants. So we want to encourage the use of the house program as much as possible. So again, guess who's doing really well in science? It's Mr. Jerry. That was today, so I'm going to pop that on there, and then I go into the categories. Now, we've structured the categories that everybody that has the opportunity to get points, everyone's winners, if you like. So we want to structure that the students that put the most effort in, or the people that won. If it is a competition winner, then they will get the 8 points. If it's participation, or if it's a runner-up, runner-up will be 6, and the participation will be 4, and student involvement is 2. So you can decide, it gives you the autonomy to decide how you want to award those points, okay? And then again, a quick comment, if you wish to, you don't have to, but again, it will, let's say Judy won the let's say, science presentation competition today. And that means that he's now been recognized for that, and he receives the reward. So next step on that one, and that's saved. Okay, again, that should take 30 seconds max to fly through them. Then the third one down is our sports rewards. The sports rewards, that's mainly for our PE guys, to give them a little more individuality, if you like, to award those rewards. So that's kind of participation within the PE. So none of us really outside PE will be using that, so I'm going to skip past it. And then that brings us to our secondary pastoral and secondary academics. So these are more our rewards, our negative ISAMs from 1 up to 4. You'll find that the 90% of the negative ISAMs will be contained within pastoral, okay? And once you go in through the first window into the second one, then these have all been assigned the scores as well. You can see there the level 1s, level 2s, but they've been -1s, -2s, and then obviously -3s and down to -4s. The majority of our behaviour is in level 1 and 2, with only the odd incident dropping into level 3, and very rarely do we get a level 4. In fact, I don't think we've had any of these this year, which is great. I don't think we had any last year either, but don't want that becoming a regular feature. So, yeah, the majority of them are in -1 or -2. And what will happen, and I'm just going to cancel out of this, what happens is the report, the house report that's generated will count the positives and the negatives, and will give us that report. And in the next top tip, I'll go into that and show you how to produce reports for form tutors and for our house teachers and heads of house. So just to recap, Esther's and teacher rewards, positives, recognition, house rewards, also recognition, also counted towards the students' top achievers. Sports rewards also counted towards the students' rewards program, or the house program, but mainly just used for our PE staff. Our admin is down. I'll show you this one quickly. So choose admin, go into the next section, and then that will give us, that's mainly for letters, heads of year, heads of department, teachers that are dealing with issues as a form tutor. That's where you would add in any of those categories. So I'm going to cancel out of that. And that brings us to the end. I hope that's been helpful for you. And I will see you on the next ISAMs Top Tips.